Hello everybody, today we are going to learn how to make a curing chamber out of an ordinary fridge. The curing chamber is required for people who make sausages such as salamis, things like hams, bacons, where you need to control the amount of humidity and temperature that's within the fridge. Most fridges will go to a maximum temperature of about 5 degrees, maybe a bit more, I can't be sure. But basically, with sausage making, you need to go past the temperature rating of where the fridge will go to. So therefore you have to modify it slightly to allow it to reach the warmer temperatures that you need for the jobs you are doing. So basically we're just going to run through the equipment that's needed, where we can get it from, and how we go about it. Right, now some of the basic tools you're going to need for this job. A drill. Cordless drill is even better, obviously, much more convenient. Set of drills, you only really need about an 8 or a 10mm drill bit, so you don't need all the drills. Stanley knife, or a knife so you can actually cut some electrical cable. You might have some professional cord cutters, I'm not sure the terminology of them. Some pliers, screwdrivers, and an extension lead. What you're going to use the extension lead is the plugs at both ends. I find it's much cheaper just to buy one of these for about $7 or $8 than buying plugs for $5 each and then the cord separately and then putting it all together. So much quicker, simpler and easier option is to just get a cheap lead like this from the hardware store and chop it down to your requirements. Also, yeah, access to a computer for any further information you may need. Okay, now with most things this day and age we can buy everything second hand and pretty cheaply. I managed to buy this little guy, 340 litre fridge only, you'll see there's no freezer section, off a Facebook page, Bigger for Sale. So every community probably has something similar. And this is the particular ad that I applied to. They originally wanted $100 for it, I got them down to $80. Probably could have gone more, but it's not worth mucking around for. It's a pretty good little fridge for what we need to do. Probably should have added this in a bit earlier, but this is another thing that you're going to need. It's a humidifier. It's an ultrasonic humidifier, much better for what you need. This is obviously going to help to bring your humidity levels up, especially when you're doing things like salamis, where the first week or so there needs to be very high humidity rates. You have this connected in sequence with your humidity controller, and basically when the humidity drops down too low, your humidity sensor kicks in, turns on, and starts pumping out humidity as such. Simple idea, very simple setup, and that's going to be set up inside of the fridge as such in the next clip. What you're also going to need is a thermostat controller. This particular one can actually do hot and cold. Example, it can cool down to a certain temperature, then the thermostat will kick in, or vice versa. If it's too cold, it'll actually click in and heat up. So it does have an option to go a cooling option or a heating option. So it's maybe something you can look at. If you don't want to use it for a couple of months, you can probably use it in the greenhouse or for your fish tank or something, who knows. I got that off eBay. Just type in thermostat controller and you'll find plenty on there. I think it was only like $15 or something, pretty cheap. You're also going to need a humidity controller. This basically has got sensors on it. You put it inside your fridge and you can then hook up some kind of humidifier to the other side of it, which I'll show you in a minute. So you can control your humidity. At the moment you can see my humidity is a little bit high, but we've got like 90% humidity here today, so that's not too bad. But I'd much rather see it about 65% for the particular job I'm doing today. Yeah, so then we can have a look inside. This one I've already done. This light will come on in a sec because the thermostat will kick in once it warms up slightly. I chose this particular fridge because you can quite easily see where the refrigeration section of the fridge is. There it goes, automatically just clicks in. Yep. So if you need to drill any holes, I can see exactly where the refrigerant panel is, and I know where all the pipe work and things like that are. There's nothing worse than some of the old fridges that actually have the pipework running through the insulation, and if you're as unlucky as me, as soon as you drill a hole you hit one of those bloody pipes. So something to consider when you're buying the fridge is to know where the refrigeration section of it actually is. Now, I've already raced ahead because I've done this job a couple of days ago, but all you basically need to do is drill a hole either in the top of your fridge, obviously looking out for any refrigeration pipework and things like that. You want to drill through that, as previously mentioned. Size of your drill is going to depend on the cords you've got to put through. Your extension lead might be thicker than mine, so you might need a 10mm drill. It might be thinner, so you might be 8mm like I've used. You can also go through the side of the fridge if that's another option for you. If you want to hide things, if you want to hide the electrical behind the fridge or something, you can always go from the side or even from the back if you're a little bit more keen and haven't got the setup like I've got set up here. Alright, now the humidity controller. If you're not a tech savvy person, someone who does not do too well with electrical stuff, maybe leave this to an expert, but for those who do know a little bit about electrics, it's quite simple. Position 3 and 4 is your mains power in. From there on is just the sensors that go to the controller. And basically positions 1 and 2 is just a single pole, I guess you could say, that closes. It's like a relay. So all you need to do is basically run a loop from one of your power into position 1 and then from position 2 out to your extension lead, and that's how you get your power. So when this thing clicks in and out, it'll send power to your extension lead, which you then have running into the fridge via the hole to this guy here. You then have your humidifier hooked up to that, so that'll adjust your humidity levels, and I shall go and film that right now. So now the humidifier is basically installed inside the fridge. The power comes via the lead which you have running through the roof, which then comes out here, runs into the back of your humidity controller, runs into this side into position 1 and 2, so that once the humidity gets too low, this will activate, send power to the relay side on position 1 and 2. Power will then run through the lead and run your humidifier. And that'll run obviously until this particular sensor here, which I'm going to fix up on the wall here later on today, detects that the humidity level is at a correct level, and then obviously will turn off again. This is just a temperature probe here, that's for the thermostat controller. And that basically covers it. It's not brain surgery, it doesn't have to be pretty, and fairly cost efficient. It probably cost me about $150 all up, $200 maybe maximum, for all of the bits and pieces and everything I needed for it. And the good thing about it, when not in use, I can just easily unclick that, take that out, put that back on the mains power, and if I have a party or something I can still use the fridge as a normal fridge for beer and things like that. So anyway, if anyone has any questions, just email me. I'm happy to help where I can. Okay, bye bye.